The atmosphere in Colonial Life Arena was electric. Fans were still buzzing after South Carolina's statement win over USC, a victory that looked comfortable on the scoreboard but was built on hustle, discipline, and relentless pressure. But when Dawn Staley stepped up to the podium after the game, something felt different. Instead of focusing on her veterans, her stars, or her leaders, she turned the spotlight to a group many had underrated. Her freshmen. Reporters leaned forward. Cameras clicked. Everyone waited. And Dawn didn't hold anything back. "These freshmen," she said, "are the backbone of what we're trying to build. We don't win tonight without them." It wasn't just praise. It was a message to the SEC, to the nation, and even to her own team. This is the full story behind Dawn Staley's surprising revelation and why South Carolina's freshman class has become critical to the team's success in 2025. South Carolina's win over USC wasn't the blowout fans expected. For the first half, USC's guards came out fearless, attacking the rim, pushing pace, and challenging every defensive rotation. They had clearly scouted the Gamecocks, and they were determined to break their rhythm. South Carolina needed energy. They needed speed. They needed change. Dawn turned to her bench, specifically her freshmen. And the game shifted instantly. A freshman wing dove on the floor for a loose ball. Another sprinted in transition to block a layup. One hit a massive three that turned the crowd into a thunderstorm. Their spark changed the entire tempo. After the game, Dawn said, when they stepped on the floor, the direction of the game changed. They're not playing like freshmen. They're playing like Gamecocks. Dawn Staley has coached All-Americans, WNBA stars, and multi-year veterans. She has seen every type of talent. But her mindset with her 2025 roster is different. South Carolina lost leadership from their championship run. New transfers arrived. Roles shifted. Chemistry had to be rebuilt from scratch. Dawn needed players who would listen, who would learn, who would work. And her freshmen, surprisingly, became the ones who molded themselves fastest into the system. She explained, they don't come in with bad habits. They don't come in with expectations. They only come in with hunger, and that's priceless. Behind the scenes, before the lights and cameras, three things were happening. 1. The freshmen were winning drills. Veterans expected to dominate conditioning and defensive rotations. Instead, freshmen kept showing up first, finishing fastest, and demanding more reps. 2. They brought noise, energy, and competitiveness. Practice used to be structured and quiet. Now, every drill felt like a mini championship game. 3. They listened to coaching instantly. Every correction, every adjustment, every demand. They swallowed pride and applied it. Dawn said, they make mistakes, but they don't repeat them. That's how you build a dynasty. Fans always focus on scoring. Dawn focuses on details. Here's what the freshmen bring that makes them critical: defensive versatility, 6 feet 0 inches guards who can guard 1-4. Active hands. Wingspan everywhere. Relentless rebounding. Dawn loves guards who rebound like forwards. These freshmen crash every board like their life depends on it. Transition offense. The Gamecocks were their most dangerous when the freshmen pushed the ball. Dawn said, they run like the floor owes them something. No fear of big moments. The USC game showed this clearly. Dawn put them in during crucial moments, and they delivered. 2 days before the USC game, something happened in the film room. The veterans were tired. The coaches were frustrated. The energy was low. But then, a freshman, quiet, barely playing at the time, raised her hand and said, "Coach, we can play harder than this." The room went silent. No one expected a freshman to call out the team's effort. Dawn Staley turned around slowly, looked at her team, and said, "That's leadership." And she's right. That moment sparked a shift in accountability, intensity, and many coaches hype their freshmen in private. Few do it publicly. Dawn did, and for a reason. She wants the world to know They're ready, they're critical, they're the future, they're not waiting their turn. They're taking their turn, Dawn said. I want them to feel this pressure early. If they're going to help us win in March, they have to grow up now. This was strategic. She intentionally elevated their roles, raised expectations, and pushed them into the spotlight because she knows they can handle it. This isn't the same South Carolina team fans saw in previous seasons. It's younger, faster, hungrier, more unpredictable. Dawn is building a roster that can run for years, not just seasons. Her freshmen are the blueprint. They allow her to press for 40 minutes. They allow her to rotate 10 deep. They allow her to play with reckless speed and intensity. And most importantly, they allow her to transition from one dynasty to the next. After the USC win, Dawn said, "Our ceiling is higher than people think because of our freshmen." That's not just praise. That's a warning shot to the rest of the country.